Hey guys, time for another knife review. This time is going to be the Victorinox Cadet. Sorry, I couldn't speak there for a second. Yes, this is the Victorinox Cadet, as you can see, in blue Alox. A beautiful blue Alox, I might add. You're going to find out quickly if you keep watching this channel that I love this knife. This is my... I've carried this every single day since I've had it. This is a true everyday carry item. I've had this on me for 6 months. Everywhere I've gone, this goes with me. If I can't carry it, it's in my car. I don't know, it just goes everywhere with me. Victorinox Cadets are just really great knives. As you can see, they're very thin profile. They have aluminum oxide, that's what Alox stands for, ALOX. Aluminum, AL, oxide, OX handles. So it's very light. And they were able to do some really good texturing on this for what it is. You know, a knife of this size isn't going to be very tactical, I guess you would say. So they did a good job with the grip that it needed. This particular Cadet is part of the 5 Colors series released in March of 2012. They were released in sort of a limited run, and in my experience they've been kind of hard to come by as of late. The 5 Colors series came with these sheaths. These, you get them and they're really light. This one, as you can see, is well used, well carried, and is starting to get dirty and stained, sort of, and I think it looks awesome. It's sort of a testament, sorry about that, to how much I've carried it, and I keep the knife in here so it stays looking as nice as it can, and I think it does a pretty good job protecting it. You know, the only thing that happens is it gets dust and sort of pocket lint in these right here, and that's easy enough to clean out with some compressed air or even a Q-tip. So this thing weighs less than an ounce, 0.7 ounces, which feels really light, but at the same time is just heavy enough to notice in a good way. Like, you don't feel like it's a flimsy knife. The tools on this, as you can see, the large blade, it has the nail cleaner, the cap lifter and screwdriver and wire stripper, although I don't really think many people use that. I could be wrong, but I seldom to never hear of anyone using their wire stripper on this. And lastly, the can opener, which I've used a couple times, works just fine, and sort of a smaller screwdriver head. And other ones come with a little split ring on this. This one doesn't. The 5 Color series does not come with those, and that's not a big deal. This is perfect size for me. I don't think it needs a split ring. If you're going to attach it to keychain, I think it'd be a little bit too big. If you wanted to add a lanyard, you know, go for it if you have one with a split ring, but I think it's just fine the way it is. And yeah, it's just a really great knife. I've never been able to find out the exact name of the steel that Victorinox uses on these, but in my experience, having owned a bunch of Swiss Army knives, it performs just fine. Holds an edge pretty long if you don't abuse this knife, and it's very easy to sharpen, so it's always ready to go, which is very nice. You know, people overlook these easy to sharpen non-super steels. This thing works, you know, it doesn't rust, it looks nice, and it cuts well, and it sharpens easy, which, you know, for anyone, I don't care who you are, you're going to appreciate a knife that's easy to sharpen, and Victorinox just does their steels right, in my opinion. So this knife performs, or this blade rather, performs just fine. As you can see, it's getting pretty scratched up, you know, like I said, I use this a lot. This is probably my most used knife, just for the fact that people don't get scared by it. I enjoy using it most of all. Now on the back it's got these nice engraving plates. I'm probably not going to engrave this one ever, just because I think I want to preserve the finish on this. I got the second hand off of EDC forums from a member, and he said that he'd carried this a couple times, but he didn't use the sheath, and it kind of got scratched up on the back, as you can see, little marks there and there, just from hitting his keys and whatnot. But you know, it's not a big deal. It's in pretty good condition for, in my opinion, you know, having been used for 6 months and coming from a secondhand dealer. I think it's in great condition. So I always carry it in this just to make sure that it's protected. Now, on the standard production models of these, the regular silver Alox, the shield is red, and I know there's a bunch of other colorations where you could have, say, green and a red shield, and I think that's cool, but I like this, just the white outline with the matching color in the background. I think that looks nice. On this one particularly, I don't really like the silver here and then the silver in the background. I feel like it's missing the red, which, you know, to each his own, but that's a very minor detail. But these things are great. 84 millimeters long. Can't think off the top of my head what that is in inches, but let's see. I've got the Spyderco Manix 2 here, and this has about a 3.5 inch cutting edge, so, you know, I'm going to go ahead and say that's about 3.4, this has a 3.4 inch blade length, sorry, not cutting edge. So I'm going to say this is about 3.4 inches long, which is, you know, just fine. So you don't really notice these when they're in your pocket. I mean, you know they're there, but you don't think, oh man, you know, that Cadet is really taking up a lot of space in my pocket. No, these things are great. They're there when you need them. They're pretty slim, even in this sheath. Like, a lot of people, I don't know if they carry them with the sheath and they just don't post pictures from the people who, over on EDC forums, but, you know, I figured why not? It keeps the knife looking nice, and the sheath is kind of cool. It's all leather, and it wears it nicely, gives you a nice look to it, sort of, you know, you feel good having, I guess, a leather product in your pocket if you're me. And the tools work just fine on these. The bottle opener, cap lifter rather, that works fine, you know, one lift and most things are off. The screwdriver's good, I use that a little bit. You know, the can opener works well. I've used this a couple times. Just, sometimes I'll go out of my way to buy a can that doesn't have a pull tab just so I can use this, because I really love this thing. Yeah, it works fine, you know. It's got a little bit of an edge there. I don't know if you can see that, but it doesn't really need to be sharpened. It just needs to punch into the metal. And that works great. The only tool on this I don't use is the nail file, and that's just because I'm not into that, you know. Sorry, my nails are kind of dirty. I was planting a tree today in my backyard. Yeah, I don't know why this is really on here. I'm sure some people use it, but particularly I don't. It would be nice if they were to, say, sacrifice just a little bit more width and add something like a pair of scissors on this, but I'm sure that's a common, you know, comment on these things. If they had scissors, they'd be that much better. I know you can get custom work done on these. I don't feel like kind of sending this away, getting it taken apart. Maybe if I find another blue Cadet, I'll send it away to get some custom work on. Maybe just keep the blade, bottle opener, and scissors. That'd be really cool. I'd love that. But you know, this is probably always gonna be something I have. I really want to hang on to this for as long as I can. I don't know. Maybe one day pass it down. I've seen these go on eBay for anywhere from $30 to, say, $45-ish. Sometimes as low as $20 I've seen them go for. It really depends on who's selling them and what condition they're in. You know, I've seen some Alox models that, in fact, one I was just looking today, it's completely silver, and the guy listed it as gunmetal blue. And if you zoom in on the picture, you can see between the lines of the texturing faint traces of the gunmetal blue finish. So the color's completely worn away, but this guy is still calling it gunmetal blue, which, I mean, you know, if that's what it was, that's what it was, but the price he was asking for it is just not justified by the quality of it. Yeah, so anyway, these are great knives. I highly recommend them. Just a great pocket companion, I guess. Blade is really sharp. Let's see if I can cut something here. Yeah. Just the thin stock on this, the grind on it is just blast through anything you cut with. You cut with it. Sorry. You know, effortlessly. It's great. They're awesome. Pick one up. You know, they come in silver Alox, red Alox, and black Alox. Pretty readily available from Amazon or eBay or whoever you want to buy it from. Those models are in the $20 range. Totally affordable. You'd be missing out if you didn't try it at least once, and they sell pretty quickly, like on the secondary market. I'm sure you could get your money back if you didn't like it. So yeah, I highly recommend this. The Victorinox Cadet Blue Alox, beautiful knife. Go get one.